This Albion Online video is a hypothetical. Can you make 1 billion silver in 1 year, starting with nothing as a solo player with, again, no card swiping, no getting help from friends, no joining guilds? Let's dive into it because I think it is definitely possible. And again, this video is entirely hypothetical, but it's day 0. You just did the tutorial. You got your 3 days of free premium. You have 100,000 starting silver, and so you got to gear up because the first thing you need to do in the game is obviously fame farm and gather. So that will be fame farming in blue zones, yellow zones, maybe even red or black zones if you're brave enough. But, you know, just a basic starter set and a basic gathering set. So tier 2, tier 3, and eventually tier 4, skinning being the most money. So let's say it's still day 0, you have some tier 5 basic gear. This hypothetical character went Great Axe for some reason, but he kind of followed like a way older guide. I guess the YouTube algorithm didn't bless this dude with a recent video, so he's following a really old ancient guide. But he's got his tier 5 gear. He's tier 6 Reaver, thanks to all the journal rewards that he's been getting, you know, this thing. And essentially, he still has about 100,000 raw silver, but he decides he needs more silver. So he can either trade his time by leveling skinning and earning silver that way, or he can fame farm more and earn a little bit more silver. But right now, this guy's options are very limited to safe zone fame farming because he can't really, like, the set he's wearing costs him about 80,000. If he dies, he can replace it one time. So the minor amount of increased fame and silver he could potentially get, because he's a new player, he's smart, he's not going to risk it. He's going to stay in safe zones. He's going to fame farm those tier 6 yellow zones. All right, it is now the end of day 1. So day 0 is technically your first day, so I don't know, man. Day 1, okay, you guys get the idea. But he's been playing 16 to 20 hours in total. He has tier 8 Reaver. He bought himself tier 5.3 gear, which I was going to show, but apparently the person I lent it to stole it. So I'm not rebuying 5.3 gear to like have a prop on a video. I'm sorry. I am a cheapskate. But he's got tier 5 skinning, tier 5.3 gear to farm the yellow zone safely. He still only has 100,000 silver because 5.3 gear is a little costly. He also got himself a spectral dire boar. He upgraded his gathering mount, and now for days 2 and 3 he is going to gather. All right, so it is now day 3. He is at tier 7 skinning. He's got the Avalonian skinning knife. He's got the skinning set. He got a tier 5 guild island, so he can start utilizing laborers when he gathers. He's 32 hours in, but he still only has 100,000 silver, because this guy is going to play the long-term game, allowing him to exponentially increase his silver earnings without staying in a rut. So right now, his goal is to get 8.4 gear because he likes to farm yellow zones, though he may or may not do that. And his goal is also tier 8 skinning, which is going to take some time. And so every day he logs in, he skins, he fills up those journals, he gives them to his laborers on his guild island, and that's pretty much it. He also does some fame farming and a little bit of faction farming. Alright, we are now into the first week of this character, this player. He still has 5.3 gear. He hasn't bothered to upgrade. He's got 100 specialization on his first gear set. He's still, again, tier 8 Reaver, still tier 7 skinning. He still needs more learning points to be able to push to tier 8. He's got his tier 5 guild island still. It's still pumping money for him. He's got 10 million raw silver his first week, and he's getting set up for his future. Now, on the 8th day, he makes an alt character on his same account, which will, you know, he goes through the tutorial, gets the 3 days of free premium, and then he takes the 10 million he had, and he decides to flip it on the Smuggler's Den, and I misspelled it as Smuggler's. Smugger's Den. He gets another guild island on his alt character and shares it with his main character, furnishes it out for laborers, so now he has double the laborers that he once had, so he will make even more gathering profit because this guy really enjoys gathering while he watches anime and YouTube. And while this may be a hypothetical video where, oh, you can't just hypothetically say you magically flip things for this amount of money, except I can because I have recorded experiences of doing this. So what you're looking at here is a members-only video. This is called Easy 1 Million Silver Method in Smuggler's Dens. Unfortunately, in order to watch this video, you'll have to click this join button down below, and yes, it costs $5 a month. I know. I get about $2 of this. I don't get the full 5, but YouTube takes its cut, and then taxes, of course. And then you can watch a whole plethora of members-only videos that teaches you the best ways to make silver in Albion. Listen, I would make this free information, but if I don't have these members-only videos, I literally can't pay my bills. I'm sorry, but this is better than getting a stupid advertisement in a video for a VPN or some other garbage you wouldn't use in the first place, whereas this is actually useful and supports me directly. Oh, and that wasn't even the right video. This is actually the right video. This one is Members Albion Online Full Smuggler's Den Flipping Guide. Easily make 5 million or more in 1 hour of actual playtime. This is the one that you would want to watch for the method that we're going to outline next. Now, granted, in this video, this character technically had a 10 million spending budget with also 1 million from a Grizzly, and that's for transporting because obviously it's Black Zone. And then towards the end of the video, after 3 days, you'll see that this same character, after flipping, has 15.7 million. So yeah, flipping does take time. And if you're thinking, oh, I can see what you're flipping, it's Adept's Runes. Well, in this video, I explain why you shouldn't try to flip runes in the market. And there's a reason for that. But again, that's members-only content. Alright, it is now day 11. The 10 million flip became 15 million after 3 days. And also, the alt character was, they have focus because of the 3 is a free premium. And they crafted 3 million in profit. Also, with the main character because their premium has run out long since then. Now, this character is still just a tier 7 skinner. They skinned and they fame farmed while waiting on the flips to sell. And the reason they only have 18 million raw silver is they had to spend money furnishing that guild island. They also tried to do some red and black zone stuff because they did get a little bit influenced by Reddit. And Reddit was like, oh, go to the black zone. And so they ended up kind of breaking even on that. Like, they would buy sets, go out, die, make a little bit of money from the drop silver, but not enough to really cover the set fully. But, out of these 3 days, with the skinning and save zones, they ended up earning, just breaking even, essentially. Alright, it is the second week of playing. They have now reached tier 8 skinning. They also got an 8.3 weapon and offhand so that they can skin faster and fame farm faster if they want to, but the way they're fame farming currently is they're still using different weapon sets from the same weapon tree. They now make 1 million an hour from skinning due to being tier 8. They make 4 million a day from skinning because they're only devoting 4 hours to skinning. That's all they can really stomach, I guess. 4 hours of anime and they need to do something else. They earn 2 million a day from the flips they're doing in the smugglers markets and the regular markets because they are a Swole Benji channel member. And they earn 1 million silver a day from fame farming in save zones daily. They are not losing any money other than what they are reinvesting into themselves. And right now, on the second week of playing, they earn 7 million silver a day. And the time it will take for them to become a billionaire is 143 days. But they can do better than that. And they don't want to just sit there and earn 7 million a day. That's not enough money for them. They want to earn more money. Alright, it is now day 36. This is 5 weeks into their Albion journal. They have 150 million silver saved up from all the skinning they've done, all the flips they've done, all the fame farming they've done. They now buy 30 days premium, and it costs them 30 million silver. This is 1 million silver a day out of their pocket to maintain premium, essentially. They invest the remaining 120 million that they saved up into maxing out the cooking tree. Alright, now, they don't fame farm as much during the day anymore because they're spending time, cooking and doing all of that stuff, but that's okay. Because at this point on their 5th week, they have now maxed out the Warlock tree at 100 specialization. They're not pushing to 120 like Goldstein did. They're just sitting at 100, sitting pretty. They have leather armors also at 100. They have their cloth helmet and cloth shoes all at 100 specialization. So now they are ready to go PvP if they want to with curse staffs. And yes, at some point they switched from that Great Axe to the Cursed Staff because they found more updated videos. They did their research. They became a Swole Benji channel member. Now, this gives them 2 million of profit per day from focus crafting using cooking. Now, honestly, this is a very low number. As in, if you have max cooking and you do a bit of spreadsheeting and a bit of math, you can make about 5 million a day. For me, I averaged 2 to 5 million a day for a straight year with cooking maxed out. 2 million being on the lowest of low end, and so that's what I'm giving this guy because he's only been playing 5 weeks. He doesn't want to do spreadsheets, so he's just cooking stuff that looks cool and selling it, and he's making 2 million a day. All right, and that's in profit. That's after the cost of everything, okay? So, because he now has premium active on his account, he will technically lose 1 million silver a day to maintain that for the remainder. But now he earns 2 million more silver a day than he did with skinning because his skinning now makes 1.5 million per hour, and he's skinning for 4 hours a day, so he's earning 2 extra million from that. He also earns more fame than before, so he doesn't need to fame farm as long as he used to. So he earns 11 million silver a day now from his daily, gathering and fame farming. Now, he's back down to 0 silver because he spent everything maxing out that cooking, but because he can earn 11 million silver a day now, it doesn't take long. So right now, 5 weeks in, it's going to take this guy 91 days to become a billionaire if he is settled in with his money-making methods. All right, that's 3 months from being a new player who's only played for 5 weeks. After 5 weeks of investing in himself, he can hit billionaire status in 91 days. All right, now it's time to make a few mistakes here. So it's day 66. It is now 30 days later that this guy's been playing. He saved up 300 million silver, but he dumped it into his alt character to max out their potion crafting because he got greedy and he wanted more characters to make him more money. So he bought premium on his alt just for potion crafting. Now, the potion crafter, sadly, is only making him 2 million a day. Now, honestly, as a potion crafter myself, I can make, again, about 5 million a day. But this guy doesn't like math, and the market is in a slump, and the cartels have a stranglehold on the market. Let's just, worst case scenario here. So he only makes 2 million a day from this new alt he invested 300 million in. And it costs him 1 million a day to maintain premium on that alt character as well. So the character only generates 1 million silver a day in profit, okay? But this guy now earns, after 30 more days, he earns 12 million a day instead of 11 million a day. So his days to become a billionaire are now only 84 instead of the 90, 91, 92, I forget how many it was. But yeah, he spent 30 days just to earn an extra 1 million silver a day, but he can now, again, he earns 12 million a day doing what he likes to do. So that's a pretty big win. All right, while we're not done discussing the billionaire road, but let's go with the first ending. All right, think of this like a video game with multiple endings. Ending number 1, billionaire status achieved in 150 total days by making 12 million a day with 2 crafting characters and skinning and save zones and fame farming and save zones. So what does this billionaire do with his money? Well, he does the following, and let's move the text over here so it's out of the way. He decides to fill his island chests with 8.3 and 8.4 gear. Everything that he's ever wanted to use, buy or play, he can now purchase. He obviously buys the mammoth. Where is my... Yeah, there. He gets the, the masterpiece transport mammoth. He did it. Why is this 259 million? Is that real? It went up from 160 million? I took a break on this game, and this thing is nearly doubled in value, bro. Okay. Well, anyway, this chest is worth 1.39 billion, so think of it like this. Every 84 days, he can have everything in this chest. He can have, 8.4 masterpiece items. He can even start awakening weapons if he's brave enough. And then every 84 days, he can have another chest, this one, with more 8.4 weapons and armor, and all the gathering sets because he got bored, so he decided to max out all the other gathering too. Why not? And this chest is only 25 million. This one's 607 million. Again, more 8.4 weapons that this dude could ever want, as well as all the rare mounts and exotic mounts, and even the battle mounts that he will never use because he's not joining guilds or anything of the sort, right? He also has the tier 8, guild hall just because he ran out of stuff to buy. He decides to buy all the trophies, treasures in tier 8, everything. So, like, this is, what, only 150 million? Yeah. Yeah, there's at least 300 million in here just in furniture and these damn spy glasses and stuff. Oh, boy. But yeah, this is ending number 1. I would say this is a good ending. He every 84 days, he earns yet another billion silver. Now, for the alternate endings, we have the guild slave and a top 10 guild. So, normally, whenever I did calculations when I was in a top 10 guild, it cost me about 2.4 million silver lost per hour. This is in regears, deaths, cost of equipment, and potions, and consumables, and mounts, and everything else. And it was nuts. But we're going to round that down to 2 million because maybe this guy's a little bit more resourceful, okay? So he loses 2 million per hour every single day, and he is required to do 3 hours of mandatory CTAs, so he loses 6 million silver a day. Now, he also loses because 3 of his hours are dedicated to a guild and not himself. He loses a total of 4 million silver each day from the free time that he no longer has to gather or fame farm, alright? And so this guy is losing 10 million silver a day to maintain his position in a top 10 guild. This means he goes from making 2 million a day, 12 million a day to 2 million a day instead. This means his time taken to become a billionaire is now increased to 500 days. But the top 10 guild guy, how's he losing money because he's in a top 10 guild, and that means he has a tier 8 black zone that his guild guards, and he should make more money from gathering, right? No, you forgot the part where I said he was a guild slave. He is not part of the inner circle. He is not an officer of the guild. He is not the guild leader. He is a guild slave. So he does not get to gather the tier 8 mammoths in the skinning zones. He does not get to gather the 8.4s for that juicy gathering fame because he is not the best friend of the guild master. He gets to do nothing. And those zones are picked absolutely clean. I spent 2 months in a top 10 guild, and I earned less silver per hour gathering in all of the zones they controlled, which were the top end, super juicy tier 8 zones, because endless radar hackers and the gatherers of the guild would do it. I got yelled at by other guildies because I was stealing their yields. I'm like, bro, I'm in the same guild as you, and I do the same. I'm one of the top killers in the ZVZs. I should be able to gather this stuff. I'm like, no, it's mine. It's like, no, it's not. It's not yours. It's ours to share. And because I can play all damn day, I can gather all damn day, and it pissed them off. But even when I did gather all day, I was earning half as much that I did gathering in blue zones. And I'm not joking when I say this. Now, the only benefit that this guy actually gets is that he can fame up faster. I will admit, after the patches that nerfed static blue zones, you do fame up faster in the black zone than you do in the yellow and blue zones. And that's just how it is. Now, there's actually one way to fame up even faster than black zones, but that's also a members-only video, and I'm not going to shill you twice in one video. Alright, ending number 2. You become an elite PvP elitist brokey because you're barely making any silver a day, and you look down on the economy players because it makes you feel better about yourself. Even though they can buy all the best gear in the game and they're having a grand old time just playing the economy and the market and gathering and having, all the items they could ever want. You, on the other hand, have that top 10 guild and you sit in a Discord all day and yap about how good you are at ZVZ, even though it's just one guy yelling a countdown of 4, 3, 2, 1, and you all push your button at the same time like sheeple. And yeah, that's your ending, Buster. Alright, new scenario. You become an economic master, but you're still not a cartel member, alright? You learn to spreadsheet and min-max your chef and potion crafters that you have maxed out. You learn how to flip full-time, not just at smugglers' dens, but in the black market. You also, use probably third-party programs to scan the markets and spreadsheet everything that you can. You stop fame farming because buying tomes is just more efficient with your time. You stop gathering because flipping is more efficient. You now make 43 million silver a day, but you have to play 12 hours a day instead of 8 because this game has overtaken your life. You now only need 24 days to generate 1 billion silver. Ending number 3, you join the cartel. You now make 60 million a day, but you're on call 24/7. You become a trillionaire. Yet you're not even the top 100 of the most wealthiest players of the game. You quit and you go play EVE or WoW or something else with a more interesting economy. And now scenario 4. You get bored with the econ game, the gathering, the save zone crap. You're sick of it. The Redditors live rent-free in your head, and they have infested your thought process. You go full-blown into PvP. On average, PvP full-timers who are not Twitch streamers or YouTubers or guild leaders, okay, they, on average, according to all the data analytical websites and my own spreadsheeting and my own investigation on the top PvPers, at least the top 500, okay, they all lose 30% of their set's net worth that they use a month, okay? Let me explain what this means. If you're using a full 8.3 set to go smash people in the mists, and your set is worth 40 million silver, you will be down at the end of the month by 12 million silver after all of your kills and deaths. And like I said, this does not apply to Twitch streamers or YouTubers. So Juan and Goldstein and whoever your favorite guy is that you know is not suffering this penalty. And there's a reason why. But essentially, PvP will take 100% of your time. That's all you do. You just go into the mists and you run in circles until you see someone to murder. And you murder them. And that's all you're doing. So your earnings per day are now negative 2.5 million silver per day on average, meaning you never reach billionaire status, but you stopped caring about money a long time ago, and you only have the thrill of the hunt. So ending number 4 is that you get a job at McDonald's to pay for all of the expenses of your PvP adventure, and you don't really care. You're having fun. You just look at it like, well, I would have spent $60 this month buying a new video game anyway. So, yeah, that's you. At least you're having fun, I guess? I don't know, man. And scenario number 5. You get bored and decide to become a YouTuber and teach others how to do this. Since everyone else gatekept all the info on how to fame farm and how to make silver and what to do at the start of the game, because they all wanted to have an advantage over you in PvP or something. I don't know why all this stuff is gatekept. You rise to the top of YouTube stardom for the game, and you make huge bank in referrals. Every single time someone uses your referral link, you get 500 gold, and 500 gold becomes silver. So you now earn 30 million silver per day passively without even playing the game anymore. Congrats! And if you stream and ask for donations from your fans, you can earn 75 million silver an hour. This means you can become a billionaire in 34 days, passively, or just 14 hours of streaming. Isn't that something? And ending number 5 is a deranged dork, upsetty spaghetti at your literal silly video game videos, PvPs you in the real world. Yes, that's right. And I get these all the time, but here we have Al Quecubano saying, Swine Benji is lucky I am still not bored with my life, as his white trash ass will be once I am done with my life. Now, he's clearly edited some of these posts to be more legalese, and you can, this guy's post is so funny, but you can see, like, that one day I will personally blank once I'm bored with life. Really? Now, something you have to realize is someone who worked in retail, we all have a PvP wish of sorts, so we're not afraid of these things. I welcome and I invite you to try. I want you to try. I want you to. I used to do so many risky, crazy things in retail that people would be too afraid to do simply because it would make a grand memory, or it would finally put me at peace. You understand what I'm saying? But, anyone else, any other YouTuber out there, they would, comb through the dude's Reddit history and get his full information, where he lives, his full name, where he went to school, his entire family tree's name, all the numbers to his schools, and, the local police department and government officials, and they would show all the proof before the edits, of course, of, criminal intimidation, aka death threats and stuff, and then they would, have you serve in a couple of years in prison. But that's not me. You see, I wouldn't do that because I think it's funny, And again, I'm very inviting of it, you know? The whole mission, the whole goal of the channel was to eventually cause a deranged lunatic to do such a thing to allow me to go create my isekai world that I want to do afterwards, of course. But yeah, it's you know, you're free to try to get a passport and, you know, come to where I live, and I'm easy to find. I'm a public figure. Everyone can, with a few Google searches, figure out where I'm at and stuff. It's not hard. And I just like to see them try. I just here's the thing. I'm gonna give you some PvP tips against Swole Benji. All right, you need to be at least 6'2" or taller. You need to be at least 260 pounds or heavier. You need to have you're gonna need to be fully armed. By the way, like your fists, a club, a knife ain't gonna cut it. You're gonna have to come in like maximum geared. Okay. And even with that, you're not gonna be able to do a surprise attack because I have what's called growing up in the ghetto. So my head is on a swivel when I'm out in public. My head is on a swivel. All right. There is almost no time at all where I am not aware of everyone and everything around me when I go out to eat. The rare times that I actually can't afford to, I am sitting with my back to a wall with my vision constantly at all the exits and windows. So there's no getting behind me, for one. If you're trying to do it as I'm asleep, well, if I'm asleep, then my girlfriend is awake, and that's what we have to do in the ghetto. We basically guard each other from would-be robbers, you know, home invaders, and so on and so forth. And oh man, I'm itching for it, bro. I'm itching for it. But again, you're gonna have to be high level and highly geared. And even then, I mean, do you have that Spartan soul in you that yearns for battle? You know, I don't think you do. I think that you're just upsetty spaghetti over some videos. And that's why I haven't personally taken any action. Because, just grow up a bit, I guess. I don't know, man. If anything, like, if someone comes with a problem, you know, like, say they, like, knock, 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 hey, I hate your videos, I'm here to beat you up. Okay, let's go grab a cheeseburger. Let's go hit up the local arcade, let's hang out. Well, what are you expecting to happen when Frank Castle knocked on that one Boogie, whatever his name was? Like he knocked on his door and then Boogie like gets a pistol and fires in the air and gets arrested for warning shots. Dude, does anyone remember that? That was crazy when that happened. I thought that was so funny. He should have just played video games with him or something. I don't know, man. Also, for anyone else out there watching this, don't do the investigative things that I've done. Don't report this guy to his local police. Don't report his account on Reddit. Don't do any of that stuff, okay? This is not a witch hunt thing. I'm literally telling you not to do this, alright? And no, this isn't one of those weird YouTuber instances where they say, don't do this, but they actually mean for you to do it. I'm telling you not to, okay? Look, I have enough autism. If I wanted it to happen, I would snap my fingers and do it myself, but why would I want to do that? I don't in real life troll. I only troll inside of the video game, okay? But yeah, anyway. Yeah, stuff like that happens every day. I just wanted to single a certain one out real quick and just kind of show you an example of how dumb it can truly be. Like the dude doesn't even have any what's called OPSEC. He didn't protect any of his vital, like, info. And the reason I'm telling people not to do anything about it, okay, is because he'd be doing me a damn favor. Do you think that I like living in poverty and playing Albion Online every day? No, man. Like, some people would just be, you know, me personally would just be better off creating my own isekai world in the spirit nether, or whatever you want to call it, okay? Rather than living here in poverty and playing this pixelated junk game and punching marmots. It's definitely better wherever we go afterwards, okay? And the way I see it, he'd be setting me free. But anyway, being a billionaire in this game, it's not all it's really cracked out to be. It's really good to have an infinite source of silver so that you can just turn on a satchel and auto-respec and not worry about it. So that is a bit comforting. And, like, for instance, if I just sell 2,500 gold here, I'll get 19.5 million silver, and I could blow that on whatever I want. You know, I could go to the black zone and donate gear. Not that I want to. I could, you know, buy things, sell things. If I lose on a flip or a gamble, it's no big deal. And yeah, that does feel good. But at the end of the day, you get kind of bored with all this money if you don't have any friends to give it to. And that's kind of my my situation at the moment is I could totally pimp out like if I could make friends with some other YouTuber from some other niche, like say a I don't know, what is that one game? Oh, come on, it's old school RuneScape. Like if I make friends with a RuneScape player and he's like trying out Albion, you know, and I can just hand him like, you know, 100 million silver and be like, "Here, skip the grind, let's go." Right? But I don't have any friends, dude, man. And you guys don't pass the Discord questionnaire, and like no one does. No one's passed it in we're in March. I'm filming this in March. And yeah, it's been like 3 or 4 months since someone has passed it, man. That's 1/3 of a year. You guys are such normies. Where's all my down low ghetto brothers at? Where's all my fellow poverty enjoyers at? Okay, you guys are too spoiled in the real world to ever be my friend, and that's a fact, okay? But anyway, I've run out of stuff to yap about, and this video is getting kind of long, so that's how to hypothetically become a millionaire in a reasonable, normal amount of time. It's not hard. I mean, if I had to do it over again, I could totally do it, and I've proven that I could easily get to 8.4 in my first 3 days on a new server with no help at all as a solo player without doing full loot garbage. But with that said, you know, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and don't worry about my safety. Okay, I'm pretty high level in real life. I think I've been in a total of like 56 fist fights, and like at least 7 of those ended up with weapons being pulled. So don't worry about me. I'm pretty resilient, and the dude won't even be able to come to my country anyway, probably. Not that he could probably afford it, but with that said too, you know, maybe it will happen, and then all the Redditors will cheer and have a high five. And if it does, don't hold an in-game funeral, and if someone does, make sure you grief it, make sure you bomb it or whatever, okay? Finally, click the video on the right side of your screen, okay? If you click the video on the right side of your screen, the next time you go out to eat, you're gonna get like a really good deal, be it intentional or not, like maybe a buy one, get one entree, or the waiter will just forget to charge you for that $10 appetizer you ordered or something. I don't know, but you'll get a good deal regardless.